kick return. Take one to the crib.
I've never seen a 250-pound kick return.
Never seen a guy like me, bro.
It's always fun when I get to play football. You know, it's part of the game. Stuff gonna happen. Stuff not gonna always go our way. It's cool. Stuff like that gonna happen. And then when it comes to people just talking, man, that don't really faze me much because people been talking pretty much my whole life. So it's like, okay, just add fuel to the fire.
Howdy and welcome on in, Indianapolis Colts fans. We have a legitimate, beautiful video for you guys today. Guys, it is here. You just had your final preseason game. We have some ups and downs. I want to go through briefly some beautiful things that I saw. I want to get your thoughts on that. And then we have got to talk about the way the defense looked. Of course, you guys against this last Bengals group you played was not the starters. We all know that. But damn, at the end of the day, you still want to see your starters execute, and they did that. And then we got to talk about the rookies and A.D. Mitchell, where I see him playing his role in this offense. And then we have to talk about Leo Tulatu. Let's just go ahead and get started. My thoughts off rip. I'm looking at the game, and you all know I'm a Bengals fan, of course. I'm an AR-15 guy. There's a lot of you watching this. You already know where I stand on a lot of it. Loved him coming out of Florida. Loved when you guys drafted him, made a video about it. And so you really see the maturity of him from day one, from when he stepped into the organization and got that franchise quarterback role. And then now, even more so, man, he is just calm, collected. You all know how he sounds at that robotic Andre Johnson type of voice. Very low and deep, but man, every time he speaks, it's electric. Let's talk about his performance, though. Lively arm. That's the first thing I saw. It's still a whippersnapper of an arm. He looks very big back there behind that offensive line unit. I still can't wait until the read option really gets exploited a lot more with him and Jonathan Taylor. It's going to be just beautiful. So one thing that I saw Shane Steichen, what he did to really help, really help Anthony Richardson was the play action. What it did was just beautifully, it stopped the linebackers from getting too greedy. It's also going to pull those linebackers in to hit those Alec Pierce dig routes, those close ones where Alec Pierce was just, beautifully cutting in at those that 10-yard to 15-yard markers and making those beautiful catches. Those were all set up by play action. Those are all set up by the motions that you guys had in the backfield. And just allowing Anthony Richardson to make tough, close, NFL-ready passes. And you guys went down that drive and scored very, I want to say easily. Very easily that first drive, right? And it seemed like everything was just working out perfectly for you guys. Now, we are going to also talk about that second drive, but within that first drive, Anthony Richardson has the scapegoat, right? He has the beautiful scapegoat of he's only played 25 or 26 games total, and I think this is dating all the way back to high school, guys. And so, my buddy, he's a Colts fan. He had told me that. I had sent him this analysis on Anthony Richardson in the group chat, and he goes, "Yeah, this is awesome. This is great." But Anthony Richardson only has 26 starts, and the analysis was pretty critical on his foot placement. Anthony Richardson is still very raw in the aspect that his feet are not good, and he's really relying on his upper body. He's really relying on the torque of his shoulder and his arm. It's a lot of upper body that he's relying on, which is good, but he needs to get those feet better. To be more specific, it's that left leading foot. It needs to really be aimed at the receiver he's trying to throw it to, but there's still this thing when you play the quarterback position, it doesn't matter. It does not matter what level it is, high school, quarterback, or professional. It's this, I don't have a lot of time, I got to get the ball out mentality. And so with Anthony Richardson, very early in his career, it's very clear that Shane Steichen is saying, hey, your feet are off, your feet are not here, but damn, your arm is so good. Let's really focus in on your accuracy. But the thing is, you really need those legs to get in the accuracy. So I think there are moments during that drive where he could have led his receivers a little bit more. But hey, can he go 7 for 8 for 65 yards, and he gets that beautiful touchdown to A.D. Mitchell. Beautiful things in that regard for Anthony Richardson in his first, I would say, start of this season. And this is going to be a fun season, guys. And like I said, please for every big win that the Colts have, any big game that Anthony Richardson has, any big unfortunate losses that you guys know you shouldn't have had. Come back to this channel so we can really break it down and get into it. Now, like I said, I got to talk about this defense really quick. Once again, facing the backups of the Cincinnati Bengals. At the end of the day, though, there are so many games. I'll give you this much. And so really quickly, just to give you guys my interpretation or what I need to see from a defense when you're going against a lesser of opponent. So the second preseason game for the Cincinnati Bengals, pretty much what happened was we were going against the starting defensive unit for the Chicago Bears. You could see off rip that the starting defense for the Chicago Bears is better than the second unit for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were physical. They were throwing their guys around. They were making crazy big plays. And that's what y'all's defense did. You need to not compete with the second unit. You need to dominate the second units, the backups. And like I said, y'all's defense was on the field for 16 snaps and only gave up 24 yards. And Grover Stewart was out there making big, nasty plays along with DeForest Buckner. And then we have to talk about how amazing Laiatu Latu looked. I mean, him within his own self goes out there and gets a sack on his first play. And it's just this, I'm a big fan of the pass rushing position, defensive end position. Once we get into the film breakdown, guys, please go look at our other channel when we do college football breakdowns and stuff. But Laiatu Latu, who is just a magnificent specimen, a large man, is able to bend his hips and able to become like water, right? Bruce Lee references, he becomes like water and able to bend and contort his body in beautiful ways to where he is able to pick up that sack that he did pick up. And so I believe that you guys got a diamond in the rough. And I'm not just saying this to really put feathers up your behinds. You guys have heard me throughout the draft process say how I believe that this was the best defensive player throughout the draft process. And then after you guys got him, I said you guys just picked up the best player in the draft. And where you guys got him was even more of a steal. And we remember those conversations, right? You guys remember the hype. Brock Bowers is supposed to be the up-and-coming guy, and the Raiders take them right in front of you. And so I remember, once again, dating back to that friend of mine, he was a little upset when Laiatu Latu got drafted by you guys. And we immediately started, saying very bad, mean things to our Colts friend. His name's Colin. And it's like, bro, you need to be happy. And he's like, yeah, I know, I get it. But I was just so ready for Brock Bowers. Kill all that now, right? Kill all that now. I think you guys have a legitimate potential, like Myles Garrett energy, guys. Like legit, like future household name, Latu, and then Adonai Mitchell. This is another guy that you guys have heard me ramble on about. And it looks like we could have this conversation with him and Alec Pierce. Josh Downs is out right now. He's going to be the starting slot player. Like, he's going to play a lot. And I know Adonai Mitchell and Alec Pierce are both going to play a lot, but Alec Pierce, in my opinion, has shown growth. And Alec Pierce, in my opinion, ever since you guys got him from Cincinnati, we have been waiting for him to take that magnificent leap into what we believe he all could be. That deep threat down the field, that immaculate catching that he do between the hashes, which he showed against the Cincinnati Bengals. But then you have all the weaponry that you can with Adonai Mitchell. And so what I believe, and you guys go ahead and correct me, even when Josh Downs is healthy and he comes back into the field and back into the group of things, the thick of things, hey, sit on the sideline, look at these boys cook, look at these boys work, look at how they take series of 3-and-outs when nothing goes right for them. Look at their body language. Look at how they, say AR, hey, I saw this. Hey, Anthony, I had this. Hey, Shane, I saw this on this play. And watch how they communicate to AR. Watch how it's not emotional. Watch how Michael Pittman, he's a very like, hey, this. He's not like and the only reason why I say that is because we have seen on the biggest of stages where, Adonai Mitchell, AD, can get very frustrated. And you could even say that's, it being on the biggest of stages against Washington. We all know the play. We all know what happened. One play, he's not getting the ball. He shows his emotions. He shows his frustrations. The next play, they say, screw it, let's give it to him. He scores a touchdown. He shows his emotions, okay? So I love it. I think you guys are in a really amazing spot a really amazing spot to really perform at a very, very, very high level consistently. Stay healthy, right, AR? JT, yeah, you got paid, so we should be seeing you. And I believe Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor only had 2 snaps together last year. So this team is going to be revolutionary. This team is going to be so new. This team is going to be a team that the media is going to be forcing into the headlight, into the limelight, into the superstar lights. And so I hope you guys are mature enough, because you're very young. I hope you guys are mature enough to take the spotlight. I hope you're mature enough to take the big wins and the big losses. I'm excited. I'm hyped. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe.